I am back with a banger, an absolute banger of a limbo strategy for you in today's video. This is a profit strategy. For those of you who don't know me, I am Mike the Gambler, and I love making strategies on all these casinos. People in my community call me the originals king because that is what I do. I love using this strategy as a recovery. When I am wagering, I will switch to this strategy. Without further ado, let's get into it. So as I said, this is a limbo strategy. If the casino you're playing on has limbo, this will work. I always get comments, oh, will this work on stake or roll bid or shuffle or whatever? That does work as long as it does have limbo, and you can do increase the bet amount, which I'll be getting into in a second. I will be playing this on Godot because that is my preferred crypto casino. So the first thing that you want to do is obviously go to Limbo and go to the multiplier and type in 18.12 for the multiplier. For my $200 balance, I know it says $200.01. Ignore the 1 cent, round it up, it's USDC. Ignore it, it's a $200 balance. I'm doing a 0.01 cent bet, doing a 1 cent bet for my $200 bounce. If you want to be safer, then do a 0.001 cent bet. So this way you can also do it with a smaller bounce. So say, for example, if you're going to do the equivalent of what I'm doing, 1 cent for $200 is pretty much the same as doing 0.001 for a $20 bet, or excuse me, a $20 balance. We do a 0.001 bet. But for my $200 balance, once again, a 1 cent bet. Next, what I'm gonna do is go to configure auto, increase on loss by 6.12%, increase on loss by 6.12%. Now stop on profit. This part is a preference. I'm going for 20%, which is what I do in most of my videos, 20% gain, because I cannot complain about making 20% while doing nothing, go to the gym, cook some dinner, whatever I'm gonna do, making 20%. So $40 is 20% of my $200 balance. If you want to do a stop on loss, I usually never do stop on loss. If I'm going to be completely honest, I'm here to gamble, so I don't personally do a stop on loss, but there's nothing wrong with that. If you have a higher risk tolerance or a lower risk tolerance, adjust accordingly. But I'm going to click apply, double check everything. $200 balance, 1 cent bet, my 18.12x multiplier, got the increase on loss of 6.12%, stop on profit of $40. I'm going to pull up the graph. I'm going to put this over here, make sure turbo mode is on. And as usual, I'm going to mute my mic, hide my webcam. We're going to come back to 20% gain. But remember, this is still gambling. At the end of the day, I say it in every single video. It's in every description of my videos. I say it in my Discord, which you should also join at discord.gg/Mike the Gambler if you're not already in there. Always gamble responsibly. Always gamble with money you can afford to lose. Even though these strategies are relatively safe, there is always that chance of having a bad run where you do bust your balance. So remember to please gamble responsibly. All right, let's run this. And we are back. In about 30 minutes. I just made $40. I made 20% in 30 minutes. So 40% per hour, which came out to be $80 an hour using this strategy. And you can see the graph isn't too bad. We did hit this dip right here in the not very beginning, but pretty early. But the way I have these strategies, the bigger the dip, the bigger the rip. So the more losing you do, technically, the better. As long as you hit that last win, the better off you're going to be, or the quicker you're going to make profit. Say you just lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, like something like that. It's going to pay a lot a lot slower than if you go 20 losses in a row, win, 30 losses in a row, win, 15 losses in a row, win, like as an example, of course, because you can see this was a big loss streak. I don't know how low we got down to. I'll have to go watch that back and, watch in the video when I'm editing it. But once we did hit, is a huge jump in profit, which you love to see. That's what you want. You want to hit these huge dips, get down to like your last few bets. I know it's a little bit nerve-wracking when that happens, but get down to those last bets, go on a giant loss streak, and then hit that win, because you will profit so much if that is the case. But regardless, this is still gambling, so gamble responsibly. I said it earlier in the video, I say it in every single video, I say it in every description of my video. But if you do test this strategy out, make sure you do let me know in the comments if it goes well. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell, join the Discord at discord.gg/MikeTheGambler. Check out my website, MikeTheGambler.com. Enough of me plugging my stuff. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.